Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhupada Shri Advaita Gadadhar Swasti Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So last we left off in Vilapa Kusumanjali, we were talking about Srimati Radhika's abhishek, how Raghunath Das Goswami is praying to serve Srimati Radhika in the morning, not just by bathing her, but by massaging her feet, by cleaning her feet, by also cleaning her room, her house, washing her feet with special stream of water, by bringing the twig to brush her teeth, and then also helping her she has a special bathing place, so then massaging her and then giving her a bath with fragrant waters. So there's a very beautiful description of the details of Radhika's 3 kinds of bath in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Also, Raghunath Das Goswami himself wrote a book called Premam Boja Maranda. So Raghunath Das Goswami, who wrote Vilapa Kusumanjali, he also wrote a very beautiful description of how Radhika is bathed and decorated. And now all her different ornaments and different articles of clothing are personified by different moods. So I thought it'd be very nice to discuss this, because Vilapa Kusumanjali, he's praying for this service, but he's not describing in complete detail the specialities of each different article that is dressing or decorating Srimati Radhika. So that's why I wanted to discuss that. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote about this in the Madhya Lila. I think it is chapter 8, 165, 6 to forward, okay? But actually Kaviraj Goswami wrote this from Raghunath Das Goswami's description. So Raghunath Das Goswami wrote something talking about Radhika's 3 kinds of bath, and also how she is decorated. And that book is called Premam Boja Maranda. Premam Boja Maranda. Bhaktivinoda Thakur then translated the Sanskrit text of Raghunath. So we'll start by discussing this translation that Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave. So it's very beautiful. So it starts as, so we'll just discuss that, okay? So first of all, Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes that the love of the gopis for Krishna is the personification of transcendental ecstasy. We learn this sloka, Mahabhava Swarupatam Shri Radha Thakurani Sarvaguna Khani Krishna Kanta Shiromani. So she is the personification of divine love. Then that divine love is described to be like a transcendental jewel. Her bhav, her love for Krishna, is described to be like a effulgent jewel. Unata Ujvala. Ujvala means very effulgent. And so that jewel is decorating Srimati Radhika's transcendental body. So that's described to be one of the jewels she wears. So each of these different ornaments, they have a special quality and a special significance and symbolism. So one of her jewels is the jewel of her Mahabhav, transcendental ecstasy. So it's said that Radhika is wearing that transcendental jewel, and then on top of that she is decorated with kumkum. So this is the first beginning of the description. Then Raghunath describes this verse, that first Radhika is given a massage with Sugandhi Udbartan. Udbartan is what we talked about. Another word for it is Arbata. It's a mixture or cream paste of different kinds of fragrances and oils and special ingredients. So they use like neem leaves pasted, mustard seeds, turmeric, and then special oils like sandal oil and sandal itself. So this is first decorating Srimati Radhika's body as a massage before her bath. This is called Udbartana. So when we do Katyani Vrat, you also hear Prabhuji offer Udbartan. So it means in your mind, when you are meditating on that temple in your heart, when you're worshipping your Lord there, then you can offer this Udbartan. You can also make it, you can collect the sandal, you can paste the sandal, You collect all the other ingredients, and then you can apply it on the Lord's body. So Radhika is first worshipped like this. Alright, then it's described that she is given her first bath. And she has 3 kinds of bath. This is called Karunyamrita Snan, Tarunyamrita Snan, and Lavanyamrita Snan. So Raghunath Das Goswami describes these are in 3 times of the day. It said that we see Mahaprabhu would bathe thrice daily, and generally we see Vaishnavas like to bathe 2 or 3 times a day. So it said Radhika has 3 kinds of bath in 3 kinds of parts of the day. But those aren't like ordinary baths like we hear about them. So the first bath is called Karunyamrita Snan, which means she is bathed in the nectar or amrita of Karunya. Karunya means love, mercy. So she is first bathed in the nectar or amrita of her mercy. In the afternoon, she is given the Tarunyamrita Snan. Taruni means someone who is very beautiful, young maiden girl. Rupa Goswami sings Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. So Taruni means all the beautiful girls in Braj glorify Srimati Radhika as the topmost beloved of Krishna. So Tarunyamrita Snan means she is bathed in the afternoon in the nectar of her beautiful youth. Taruni means someone who is very youthful, like a Kishore, Kishori. Then in the evening time, so that's the midday bath. The evening time, she is bathed in Lavanyamrita. Lavanya means something that is very full of luster. Like if something is very healthy, then it will have some luster or shine. Like if you look at a ripe fruit, it'll have some natural glow or shine, like a red apple or a red mango. This is Lavanyamrita Snan. So in the evening, Srimati Radhika is bathed in the nectar of this divine luster itself. And in this way, Srimati Radhika's beauty is effulgent like a transcendental jewel. So after her bath, then she is dressed in various kinds of silk ornaments or silk cloth or garments. Alright, and then the different things that are given on Radhika's body are described. So after she is bathed, it said that she is decorated first with kasturi. Kasturi means it's a darkish sham color. Kasturi is what comes on the navel of a stag, male deer, and it has a very wonderful fragrance. It said that that fragrance that's in the navel of the stag will drive the male deer mad, and it's looking everywhere. Where is this fragrance coming from? It doesn't understand it's coming from its own body. When the Swati Nakshatra constellation is there, a certain special constellation in the sky, and when rain drops or when rain falls during that constellation, then special ingredients are created. So when it drops on a cow, then Gorochana comes. Gorochana is a very beautiful yellow pigment that is a mineral that is also used to decorate Radha Krishna. When it comes on like a mango tree or a banana tree, then camphor comes. When it comes on an elephant, some special thing comes. When it comes on a serpent, then this jewel comes on its head. So it's a very special thing. So musk comes like that. So they decorate Radhika with musk, and the musk is symbolizing that Sham Sundar Krishna, who is also darkish complexion like a fresh rain cloud, is embracing Srimati Radhika. And this Sham Varna musk is compared to Shringar Ras. Shringar Ras means the very mellow of amorous love in Braj. And it's the color of Shringar Ras is the color of Krishna. Krishna sometimes takes different colors, but when Krishna is like the color of the fresh, darkish blue rain cloud, if you see a storm and you'll see a very beautiful bluish cloud, and then the lightning bolt appears in that cloud, that lightning color is Radhika's color, and then the bluish cloud is the color of Krishna. Or like if you see a mountain in a very great distance, it'll have a bluish color. So that is also that very color is the color of Shringar Ras, or also known as Shama Ras. So Radhika is first decorated with that Shringar Ras. Shringar also means to decorate an ornament. So they're decorating Radhika, but the real decoration is Shringar Ras itself, which means this very special and beautiful, sweet, amorous Madhurya Ras love. Then Radhika is decorated with kumkum. This is the color signifying anurag. Anurag means the powerful attraction between the lover and the beloved. So Sham Ras is amorous love personified, but Anurag, which is the reddish kumkum color, which comes from different flower pollens and other minerals, that is the powerful attraction between lover and beloved that has no material cause. And that's the personification of prem. What does prem mean? There's a verse Rupa Goswami says that is the definition of prem. He says that prem or love is that thing which, even if all kinds of obstacles are there, which in normal circumstances would break someone's relationship. In such a circumstance, prem means love will only increase. That is love. So kumkum represents that kind of love. And they decorate Radhika's body with that kumkum. After that, Radhika is decorated with 9 kinds of jewels. And each of these jewels represent one of Radhika's transcendental qualities. It's said that Radhika's love in her heart, that's making her very restless. And to cool this, then they're giving like this musk and other things to cool her restlessness and make her feel like she is present with Krishna. And also to cool this, then they give camphor. So camphor is also signifying some kind of meeting with Krishna because it's cooling her fire of separation. That's why when we offer arti to Thakurji, one of the artis will have, you'll see there'll be 5 flames. The 5 flames will represent the 5 different rasas of relationship. Santa Dasya Sakya Vatsalya Madhurya. And then in the center there's a spot where we put camphor. Also in Mangal Arti or other artis they use camphor. So camphor, midday arti they use camphor. So this camphor is symbolizing the meeting of Radha Krishna. And that meeting cools their hearts. Then Raghunath Das Goswami says that Radhika's man, what is Radhika's man? Her transcendental anger towards Krishna is like the braids of her hair and how they are decorated on her head. This is Radhika's man. And her tilak, which is, she wears a very, very beautiful tilak. Tilak is like, for Radhika, it's showing her great fortune and that she is always victorious. This is Radhika's tilak. Tilak is like a symbol showing your victory. So it's like tilak. People say, what is tilak? Tilak is a symbol showing victory over Maya. And it's showing that your body is the place for only Lord Hari. It is Hari's temple, not Maya's prison. Either we're in Maya's Durga, Durga means prison, or we're in Hari's temple, Hari's place, which is transcendental or nirgun. Then Radhika's earrings. Anybody know what Radhika's earrings are? Radhika's earrings, I think Abhiram needs to take some rest soon. You look very tired. Okay, so what are Radhika's earrings? Radhika's earrings are Krishna's names. Krishna's names. Yes. Why on the ears? Because naturally she always wants to hear Krishna's names. So if they're on her ears, then anywhere she goes, the earrings that may have some small bells that make some noise. And it's always reminding her of Krishna. But the earrings themselves are the personification of Krishna's Naam. That's why we should worship Radhika's earrings. We hear that Krishna and his names are non-different. And so the earrings that Radhika wears are non-different from Krishna's names. That means that Krishna is always on her ears. And when she's walking, Krishna is able to kiss her cheeks. So that's why her earrings are Krishna's names. Very sweet. Who could understand these kinds of things other than Radhika's manjari? That's why Raghunath Das Goswami, other people like other rasas, they cannot understand these kinds of special secrets. And that's why we're so lucky that our acharyas have written these in their books. So we would understand. Otherwise, you can't just make this kind of stuff up. But Raghunath Das Goswami, who is Radhika's own dear maidservant, Rati Manjari, has written this. So Radhika's earrings are her holy names of Krishna. And it represents that she's always hearing Krishna and connected with him in this way. Okay, then her lips, Radhika's lips, they're naturally very reddish, like ripe bimba fruits. She doesn't have to wear lipstick. We don't hear Raghunath Das Goswami giving lipstick to Radhika because naturally they're very red and shiny. It's not necessary. Said if you have like fresh, if you're taruni means young and full of life, naturally like your cheeks will be pink or reddish. You know, it's like you're a blossoming fruit. Like you see a reddish apple that is ripe, or mango, naturally has this reddish color. So Radhika has beautiful red lips. They are naturally red. And this redness of her lips is representing her ecstatic bhav and sneha. Sneha means her intense affection. Sneha means it's very thick. So she has this very thick, like, you know, if you churn milk and get butter and churn the butter and get ghee and then cook down the ghee and the essence of ghee even, and that's her sneha, her affection for Krishna. And it becomes further colored by the bedel nut she is eating. Bedel nut also has a reddish color. So this is Srimati Radhika's lips. Her lips represents her sneha, or very thick love for Krishna. Then she wears kajal on her eyes. Kajal means this black ointment. So what is the black ointment? Abhiram. The black ointment, any guesses? The black ointment, Raghunath Das Goswami says, it represents her tricky behavior with Krishna. Just like Krishna is always dark and tricky and naughty, then the black kajal that decorates her eyes is also symbolizing her tricky nature and how she is very tricky. Like we hear how Radhika is very expert in stealing Krishna's flute, or in, like, if they ever have some kind of court case in Braj, right? Sometimes they have like a court case in Braj. But the gopis and Radhika are always victorious because they're very tricky. That Krishna thinks he's very tricky and clever, but the gopis are hundreds of times more tricky than Krishna. So this black ointment is representing her tricky behavior. Then it said that Radhika's camphor, karpur that she is wearing, is representing her joking with Krishna, how she likes to laugh and joke with Krishna. And this is also represented by her smiling. It's a very interesting description. Okay, then it's described that the room she sleeps in and the bed she lies down on, it's describing her bed now in her room. So it's described that that room she sleeps in is given a fragrance by the aroma of her pride, her man, her abhiman. This is the fragrance in her room. So if you enter Radhika's room, it's filled with Radhika's transcendental pride. And the manjaris and gopis' pride in Srimati Radhika. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Radhika dasi jadi hoy abhiman, shigra milay tava gokulakan. That if you develop pride in being the maidservant of Srimati Radhika, then very quickly Krishna, who is the beloved of Gokul, will come running behind you. So this pride of Srimati Radhika is present in those who are Vamya Bhav. Vamya Bhav means those who are of a very bold leftist mood. And those who are in Dakshina Bhav are very humble and submissive. They don't have this kind of pride. But Radhika is Vamya Bhav, and so she has this pride. And this pride is the fragrance that is in her room where she rests. And the bed where she lies down on, that bed where she lies down, it is described to be like the transcendental ecstasy in her heart, which has become like a jeweled locket that you wear around the neck. It's very interesting. That when she lies in her bed, it's a mixture of separation and the ecstasy in separation. Because if she's in her room in Javat, she's not able to be meeting with Krishna. So it said that transcendental variety of her loving ecstasies is like a jeweled locket. Like you have a locket. Locket means you have a necklace, but inside you can keep something. Like in the West, you give a locket, generally you have like two pictures. Like one picture is, your husband or your child or something, and one is the wife. And the husband will give one to the wife will give one to the husband. So it's like a transcendental locket she is wearing, and it is on her neck. Then it's said that sari Srimati Radhika wears, that upper garment of her sari that is covering her chest, that is mixture of Krishna, her love for Krishna as well as her anger towards Krishna. She is covering her treasure chest with that upper garment. Then Srimati Radhika plays on a veena. This is called the kachapi. Raghunath Das Goswami prays later on that may you take me into the caves of Govardhan and teach me how to play the veena. It's a very sweet instrument. In the West we have like the violin, the viola, the guitar, but the veena is more sweet than all of these. And Radhika is very expert at playing the veena. This is what Narad Muni also plays when we sing that song, right? Narada Muni Bajaya Veena Radhika Ramananam. So Narad Muni also plays this veena. So that veena that Srimati Radhika plays represents that fame of Srimati Radhika and her good fortune that causes the faces and also the breasts of the other gopis to dry up. Radhika's fame and her fortune is so great, and it's represented by her veena, that everyone else is like dried up in the presence of that. That in that song we sing of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Ramani Shiromani, then we sing like Uma Rama, the other goddesses. What's that in Manashiksha, right? There's that verse in Manashiksha. Ratim Gauri Lile Apitapiti Sundarya Kirane. By the rays of Srimati Radhika's beauty, Rati, Gauri and Leela are burnt. Rati is the wife of Cupid. Gauri is the wife of Shankar, Shiva. Rati, Gauri, Leela, and Leela is also one of the divine potencies of Vishnu. So Rati, Gauri, Leela, also the wife of Indra, the wife of Brahma. By the rays of Radhika's beauty, they feel like they're being burnt. And Chandravali and the other gopis, by Srimati Radhika's good fortune, they are also put to shame. So there's 4 groups of gopis in Braj, and those who are opposed to Radhika, when they see her playing her Kachapi Veena, then that fame and fortune that is represented by that, it's said to like dry them all up. Like the sun dries water from the land. So this is showing Radhika's supremacy by her Veena. Okay, next. Then it said Radhika is always keeping her hand when she's walking on the shoulder of her other gopi friend or her Saki. So when she's walking and putting her arm on another Saki, what is this representing? This is representing her own youthful beauty, and also showing that Radhika is very qualified with many kinds of spiritual treasures. And yet, even though she is so qualified, she is still affected by Sri Krishna, who is none other than Kamdev himself, Cupid himself. So Radhika, she has this, her youth and all this is represented by her friends. When she is putting her arm around the shoulder of her friends or walking like that. Sometimes Radhika will be walking to Nandagram and she'll have her, like her forearm on the shoulder of her Saki. And then she may hear Krishna's flute or see Krishna from the side. And even though she is full of so much like pride and man, simply by Krishna's attractive qualities, she becomes disturbed or bewildered and eager to meet with Krishna. So it's said that even though she is so qualified, so beautiful and youthful and full of so many qualities, still she is attracted by Sri Krishna, who is none other than the personification of Kamdev. And so even Radhika is not wanting to meet with him, but she is drawn to meet with Krishna. So Raghunath Das Goswami in this way glorifies Srimati Radhika and glorifies her abhishek. So that's like a summary of the book called Premamboja Maranda. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami talks more about this. So there's the three kinds of, what time is it now? The three kinds of snan. We can revise. Everyone remember? Karunyamrita, Tarunyamrita, and Lavanyamrita. Lavanya. Lavanya means beauty or luster. When someone is very bright and beautiful, that is lavanya. No, lavanga is clove, nothing else. Lavanya. Lavanya means something that is very bright, like very beautiful, like a lotus that has just blossomed. It has splendor, effulgence. So it said, Radhika takes her first bath in the shower of the mercy or nectar of compassion. She takes her second bath in the nectar of youth. And she takes her third bath, Lavanyamrita Snan, in this nectar of her divine effulgence and her luster. So Kaviraj Goswami describes a few more things, but that was the essence of it. We can mention a few of these things really quick. It said that, okay, we'll go over it again maybe tomorrow. Let's move on, okay? Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Okay.